Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Marie Hadley, a lecturer in law at the University of Newcastle. Now, this video is about minimizing stress in the lead up to an online exam, not necessarily during the exam itself, although the tips do have significance for the actual exam process, as you will see. All right, so my first tip is you need stable internet. So you need to go to the place where you have the best internet and sit your exam there. You do not want to be worrying about your internet when you should be writing your revision notes, okay? And the other thing to keep in mind is that if the worst happens and your internet drops out during the exam, use your phone and take photos of this event, okay? So it's not just your word that your lecturer is relying upon. You have that proof that this tech difficulty occurred, okay? All right, internet. Try and get a stable connection to sit the exam, okay? In the lead up to the exam as well, a lot of students will be posting questions on the discussion forum. You want to hop on that discussion forum and read the questions and read your lecturer's response. The more you know about the structure of the exam, the better, okay? It is a way of minimizing your stress. If you know you have 5 short answer questions and an essay, it means that when you open the exam, you don't have any of those little surprises, okay? So it's a way of minimizing your stress. Right. Obviously, you need to be thinking about possible questions. And this is particularly relevant if you know that there is going to be an essay question put to you in the exam. Try and put your hat on and think like your lecturer. What topic or what case might they be wanting to assess? What have they spent a lot of time on in class? What's a hot topic, a hot button issue? If you have the time and can think about possible questions, you can write a scaffold for that question. You don't have to necessarily write the essay. I mean, I'd be surprised if you had the time in the lead up to an exam to do that. But by writing a scaffold, you're able to do all the thinking work so that if you get a question like that in the exam, you already know you've got to cover X, case, A case, B case, C case, and then link it to an overseas development or whatever it is, okay? So think about possible scaffolds. The other thing you can do to minimize your stress, not only in the lead up to the exam in terms of preparing properly, but also in the exam itself, is to have summaries of the legal principles in your own words. This is not just copying out a slab from the textbook, okay, or your teacher's notes on their slides, because they will know if you just write their own words back at them. But yeah, if you have some summaries of the legal principles, it not only helps you learn the principles, which is great, okay, but it also means that if you get a question on those principles in the exam, you can do a cut paste, but obviously make sure that you then write through those sentences accordingly to make it clear you're actually answering the question. Finally, the other thing I think that is really useful for minimizing stress in the lead up to an exam, and also your stress during an exam, is to know your notes inside out. Okay, this is why it's so important to write your own notes and to not rely upon summaries that you've seen online or summaries that other students have given you from previous years or anything like that. You need to write your own notes because you need to know that under that time pressure situation with what's equivalent to an open book exam, you need to know where to find the information you seek, so that if there's a question about a case and you need to know that you've done a paragraph that summarizes the ratio in that case, and to be able to bring that out and quickly get it down on the page. If you don't know your notes inside out, you're going to spend as much time fumbling through them and going to the textbook, and I don't know if you're able to get on Google during an online exam, but you know what I mean. You're going to spend time fumbling, and that takes up time, and these are time-sensitive situations. So do good notes, but also know your notes so you know where to find the information that you seek. Okay, so that's my top tips for minimizing stress, which you will have noticed is basically all around being prepared and controlling what you can control, Okay, and also doing your due diligence and knowing what's in the actual exam and how it's going to be, the information is going to be tested. Okay, good luck.